So thank you very much for joining, for accepting my Zoom request, Mais. I'm very pleased.
Thank you for having me.
Likewise. So I've been checking you out on the Instagram, YouTube. So congratulations for the amazing achievement. You know, you're TV host
Thank
right
you.
now, and you day after day you're
Thank you.
growing up. You're growing and growing, and so keep it going. It's great. I like the way you spread positivity. You know, your smile says it all. You know, the way you communicate the message. Um, I've checked as well your social media posts, and it's all about positive energy, positive attitude, giving people the right, you know, the right things they want to hear, especially nowadays when there is a lot of uncertainty around the coronavirus. So that's very much appreciated. As I said previously, I previously said, my business is signature network business is around networking. So basically, what we are like a Tinder for business. We connect people based on on their interests, and we put like-minded people together. So whether it's startups and investors, whether it's bloggers with retail brands, whether it's job seeker with recruiting companies, and even experts from the same area, from the same field. All right. So the real message is to spread the energy across the world, and really to help people who are not comfortable with networking. So there are a lot of people who are shy, a lot of people who are not really don't have this sales mindset, and they can't take they don't have enough confidence to go and approach people and go to events in order to generate discussion or socialize. So I want to check with you, Mais, because you come up like as being a very easygoing personality, a lot of energy. I want to ask you, do you have you ever attended a networking event before through your career?
Yes, I've actually attended many social events, networking events. They have different names for them, but PR events. But yeah, I've attended many of those. But I still do remember the first time I attended one of those events. It was quite awkward even for me because I didn't understand what I needed to do. I said, so what do I do? I just go in and I start talking to people like they're strangers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit out of my comfort zone the first time I actually tried doing it. And then I realized that it was such a beautiful experience because you get to connect with like-minded people, or not even like-minded people. There'll be different businesses, start new conversations, understand the way different cultures think, especially that, you know, being in Dubai, it's so diverse and so many
Yes.
cultures that
Absolutely.
when you go to, yeah, when you go to such events here in Dubai, you meet so many different people and their thinking is so diverse and businesses are so diverse. So it's quite enlightening and it's enriching if you come to think about it, even mentally.
So before attending events, so what drags you, what attracts you in the event? Do you invite yourself? Do you take the step and invite yourself, or are you being recommended by people? Oh, you should join this event. It's about networking. It's about woman empowerment, or it's about PR. You should really join. What do you really like in attending events?
I mean, I personally haven't joined one, as in like found one and joined one myself. Usually I get invited, or it's word of mouth, like a friend of mine was invited and she gets to bring along her friends, so I tag along, you know, or I personally get the invites myself. But I mean, yes, if I do find something online that's social gatherings or events that I find interesting, I would pick up and go, even if I was alone, to just socialize and meet new people, meet new friends. So I guess if it's for anyone that doesn't usually get invites for social events, it's only because they haven't joined the circle of social events just yet. So you need to first take the initiative of putting yourself there, joining the circle of PR and social events. And then once your name becomes part of the database, people will start then emailing you about the latest events that are coming along. I guess that's the way it works.
Right. Yeah. Once you are part of a newsletter, you will get notification from upcoming events. Right. This is what you say.
Exactly.
And usually, what is actually your intention during networking? Is it just socializing with people, like-minded people? Is it like finding maybe job opportunities, or maybe establishing partnerships with potential peers?
I mean, listen, to be very honest with you, it's not always just business. You know, of course, if I find an opportunity that I can grab from someone, as in, what do you do? How can I help you grow your business? How can your business help me grow as well? I mean, these are the standard conversations that any two people would have in a social event, because that's
Right.
pretty much why people are out there. They're trying to grow, especially if they're entrepreneurs, grow their own businesses and benefit from others. However, it also is, from my personal experience, sometimes it's nice to just have a nice conversation with different minded people, so, or different cultured people. So if I sit with someone from a different culture that I haven't, I don't know their background, their values, their beliefs, I'd like to dig in there, because you learn something new from everyone. And being from different countries and being from different backgrounds, there's so much that I can learn from this person. So I take advantage of just opening a general minded conversation, where you never know, it might be an experience they had that can enlighten me, um, add value to my life. So I guess it's not always business.
All right. This is such an interesting a point that you made, and based on your networking experience, let's put it this way, did you manage to either find new friends, or to find promising partners, or to establish business opportunities so far?
Well, no romance there. But
No. Business
no
only.
romance, no. That hasn't happened yet. If it does happen, I'll let you know.
All
But
right.
yes, definitely, I've created a bunch of wonderful new friends from these social events, that I hold dear to my heart today, and
Wow.
I've created
Fantastic.
many businesses. So yes, I mean, I can't say that I've made thousands of friends. No, I made thousands of acquaintances, and they're great acquaintances. But however, I've made a couple of friends that are quite valuable from these events.
Fantastic. And I just wanted to spread the word out while we're speaking. What could you say to the people around us who are very shy, who don't have the intention really to go to networking because they have this kind of ice in front of them that is preventing them from taking the plunge? What can you tell to those people if you have a tip to give them?
I
What's
mean,
the
I'll tell you
outcome they
this.
can get?
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I mean, initially, it's not about the outcome. It is true. I mean, people do feel shy, as in, like, this is a complete stranger. How do I approach him? So, what I can tell you is, from my personal experience, the first time I had this, I kept telling myself, what's the worst that could happen? As in, what if I go up and I say hi to this person, just like randomly, hi, I'm Mace. What's the worst that can happen? Probably they judge me because they think I'm an idiot, or they judge me, they think I'm confident. But reality is, I'm never going to know what they think. And at the end of the day, I have a certain goal, whether it's to grow my business, or whether it's to grow my social presence, or to
Right.
even grow my confidence. So I focus on my goal and why I'm here. I focus on the why and not the how. So the more, and this is what I want to tell people, the more you focus on why you're there, as opposed to how am I going to do it, the more you'll succeed. So
Okay.
why I'm at a social event is your true purpose. When you actually enter that social event and you're there, you don't care about how you're going to speak to them. You always remember, why am I speaking to them? Why am I doing this? And then just go for it. Just dive in, go right in there. And you'll notice that, you know what, it wasn't that hard and it wasn't that bad.
Absolutely. And how do you usually are you a good follow-up? Well, are you engaging, because it's good to get prepared for the event, or even some people are not even prepared for an event. They just go like they're go-getters. They just go eyes wide shut, and they meet random people and they speak to them, and then they get to know each other. But what when it comes to following up after the event, are you good in this? Do you usually initiate the follow-up with people you met,
You mean,
or
oh, you mean after the events?
after once the event is done?
It depends, honestly. I can't say I'm the greatest, no. And if I do follow up, it would be quite late. um, it's not always the case. I do follow up if it's like an urgent meeting or it's a corporate training that I'd like to, you know, get on it quickly. But I'm not one of those people that goes straight home, opens their laptop, and starts following up. I'm not. I'm not one of. I don't know. It's just not me. Maybe I should. It's a good thing to follow up,
All right.
so to keep the other strong memory. But I believe
It's
that people will forget all your accomplishments, and this is something, it's a well-known saying.
absolutely the most
People
important.
forget
Yeah.
all your accomplishments, but they will always remember if you leave an impression on them. So if I
Yes.
left an impression on someone, they'd probably remember me even without a follow-up, even though follow-ups are very important.
Now, thank you, because you just anticipated my next question. How do you usually stand out or make the mark to make yourself remembered?
Honestly, it's being myself and being honest. I don't sell something I don't know. I don't say something I'm not sure of. I speak from the heart. And if I share anything that's involved in my business, I share something that I own in terms of I know what I'm talking about. Like, this stuff is programmed in my head and I'm on autopilot. So really the best sales technique in my perception is just breathing and eating that content that you're selling. And the minute you become that person, you practice what you preach and you start preaching it, people will see it on you. So you don't even need to convince them. You're like the walking advertisement. And then this is how it works, I guess. This
Yeah,
is how you leave a great impression on people.
my
Just be yourself.
yeah,
Being yourself.
you said almost twice or three times the word selling, right?
Pretty much.
Yes. So for you, is networking selling or is two different things?
No, it's not always selling. No, it's definitely not. I mean, again, like I said, there's always the why you're there, and that's what you need to focus on. What's the purpose of you being at a social event? For many people, it differs. So if a salesperson is going there and why they're there is to sell their products, then understandable if it's sales. But if you're there and the reason why you're there is simply because you just want to socialize and meet new people, then I guess that's the way it works. So I guess it's about what your purpose is and why you're actually there.
All right. So as per our experience, when you go to an event, for example, I meet someone like you, okay, and the conversation is 100% social, right? So what is your name? My name is Munir. Oh, what about you? My name is Mais. Nice to meet you. What do you do for a living? So now you answer to your question. Okay, I'm a TV host. Okay, I'm a CEO of a company or a startup, and we do events. So we noticed that the question of your peer will determine what will be the format of the next what is going to be the next level. So if you tell me, if I'm selling computers and you
Yeah.
work in a department where you're, I don't know, you're purchasing manager or your procurement director for a company which are looking for computers, click, there is a bias and there is an interest right now because I'm selling computers and you're interested in buying computers. So the format after this question might turn into a different level, right?
True.
So it becomes socializing at the beginning, and depends on the question asked, it can turn to selling naturally, in a natural way. Some people are really going to the events with the intention of selling because their boss told them you have to attend this business networking event because they're going to be this company, this company, this company, and these are really like our target. That's
Yeah.
and it might ease people's task actually. Instead of knocking at someone's door, which is sometimes hard to reach, or doing cold calling, they just turn up to the event and it opens all the doors naturally. Should the person be interested, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, are you part of a networking community or a networking circle here? Because in Dubai, especially in Dubai, there is more than 200 nationalities. It's a fantastic country to connect with people. Like you can Spanish people, Emirati people, French people, British, American. So are you part of a community? I know you have an Iraqi background. Am I correct?
Origin.
Origin.
Yes, I'm originally from Iraq. Yeah.
Okay. And
Um, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, are you part of a community, of a group, of a networking
I
group or circle?
can't say I'm part of a specific one that I attend all the time. I mean, there's the social Saturdays that happen at the Capital Club,
Yeah.
which has been a while since we've been, but usually that is a social Saturday that we go to at the Capital Club. There's also the huge networking event that they have. It has a really cool funky name that I have to actually bring up. There's thing is I'm horrible with remembering names,
All right.
but if I would say I think I'm part of, or I'm listed. I wouldn't say I'm part of the community, sorry, but I'm listed in probably about six. I think I would say uh, six social events that happen regularly, but I don't attend regularly. So depending on the time, depending on my priorities, I attend accordingly. And of course, depending on their events. So they have different events that happen different timings. Some of them, like the Capital Club, is every Saturday.
In
So
the
not
IFC,
every
right?
single, yeah, in the IFC, in the Capital Club, yeah.
Mm. Is this the way
So
you
I'm not there every single Saturday. Sorry?
is it the way you met Spencer, Mr. Spencer Lodge, or you met him in a different way?
Actually, Spencer, we met, how did we meet? Trying to remember.
Was that a
We
Najahi
did meet.
event?
No. I met him way before that. I actually did meet Spencer at the Capital Club, but it wasn't a social Saturday. But it was actually at the Capital Club. So yeah, I
Yeah,
did meet
interesting.
Spencer there through a common friend. We have a common friend that introduced us, and that's how I met Spencer. A great guy, and is a good friend today. See, so it's not just about. I mean, we don't have a common business, you would say, that we can combine together. But I learned so much from Spencer and his sales techniques. I enjoy his company, and definitely, I mean, he's a friend that I would pick up the phone and call anytime. So,
Mm.
and I follow him, and I follow his motivation. So yeah, definitely. I mean, Capital
Yeah,
Club kind of brought us together, and it wasn't even social Saturday. Yeah.
yeah, that's fantastic, and that is actually the way. The first time I met Spencer Lodge was at the Najahi event, and well, one day he decided to
Yeah.
do a podcast. So he posted a video of himself in LinkedIn that he's hosting a podcast about how to do a workshop about how to do a podcast, and this is where I decided to join at the Capital Club, and this is exactly the way we met, and that was like almost 1 month ago. And he promised to be on my first podcast, and he did. So I really appreciate the fact that he promised something and he really delivered. And ever
Yeah.
since we kept a good relation.
Yeah, Spencer is great when it comes to that. He does support any startup, any new ideas, any creativity, and he always jumps in to support with nothing in return. I mean, he doesn't ask for anything in return, and which is very great of him. And I think that's what makes him successful. I mean, a lot of people, they have this idea that if you have a certain number of followers, or if you're a TV person, or well known in some shape or form, that you're too good to be on a new business or a new podcast, and you need to be pre-booked by a system. And I don't think that's success. I mean, I think, again, success is measured from one person to another very differently. So I'm in no place to measure the world's success. But if I were to say it's a route to success, you just need to be modest. And the more exposure, the more you can send out your message, whether a message in my kind of business, sending out positivity, recreating the mind, thinking in the straight way, or even if it's just selling products or doing podcasts. So as long as you're out there, regardless of whose platform, what platform, but you're speaking and you're sharing, that is definitely one step closer to success.
The willingness to do it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
The drive.
the drive. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate again your inputs about networking. I just have one last question, which is very like um, an uncommon question, but I want you to just to tell me how, from your experience, and I can see you have a lot of, you're very expressive, and you speak your heart. So you're very true when you speak, and I can sense that. How do you usually spot a fake person when networking?
Ah, it's a very tricky question, and it's a good one. You know what? It's a bit difficult, to be honest with you, because I learned not to judge or judge a book by its cover. It took me many years, and a lot of practice to train myself, because just as a human, you tend to judge. It's a human instinct that the minute the person speaks in front of you, as in, oh, they're fake, as in they're selling me stuff they don't even have.
It's a gut
It's a
feeling,
human
right?
instinct. It's not even gut, it's just an instinct. You just go at it. I mean, even as a coach, it's you really need to train your mind to go like, do not judge a book by its cover. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, I guess, if the person in front of me is fake or not fake or real or not real. What matters the most is what I do with it.
Yeah.
So whoever I take or allow this moment, like I would give you an example. If I'm having a conversation with someone that I'm not enjoying, I cut it off and I walk away politely. Bear in mind, politely I do it.
Nice
And I
meeting
walk
you.
away.
Nice meeting you.
I'm
Bye-bye.
really sorry, I have to run. I don't lie, but I do say, really, excuse me, but I really need to. Sometimes I would change the conversation, but if that doesn't work, then I would just excuse myself and I would walk away. Uh, the only reason why is that my time is very valuable, and not only my time, but every person's time is super valuable, because this is
Totally.
your life.
Totally.
So where you choose to invest your time and who you choose to invest your time with is super important. So if I feel, or anybody feels like this person is fake, it's only my perception of them. I really don't know if they are or if they're not. So if it's bothering me on the inside, I will simply politely excuse myself and change the conversation or leave. However, I still go by, do not judge a book by its cover. This person might have something that would enlighten you, that would help you in some shape or form. And it doesn't mean you need to be in love with their character. You're not going to be marrying this person. You're not spending the rest of your life with them. So give people a chance, I guess. And only time can tell if they're fake or real. And experiences of life can tell whether they're fake or real. But momentary hello is super hard to judge someone. People do it, but it's really hard to know if you're right or wrong.
That's very true. From my experience, I can
Yeah.
tell you that's very true. And to finish, I want you to finish on a positive line, and really tell our audience regarding the coronavirus spread and fear at the moment. If you can tell some wise words to reassure people and to give them a boost of confidence.
I mean, listen, there's a lot of good that came out of the coronavirus. And there was the video that I posted on my social media platform, as in fear is one of the worst emotions you can have at this time, because it really brings down your immune system. And this is a scientific biological thing. I mean, the minute you fear, you have hormones rushing through your body, and these hormones really pull down your immune system. So if you're shooting down vitamin C, it's pointless if you're going to be stressing and fearing what's going on. It's understandable that the media is showing us, which is possibly true, I mean, all the deaths, but nobody's showing us all the positive sides. So I really want people to start looking at the positive aspect of the corona. It's global unity. The entire globe has unified in doing the exact same thing, which is staying at home, So with all the time that you used to complain, I don't have time doing, because you're in a fast moving era and fast moving world where you're constantly working, and then it's the universe that just told you stop and sit down and now start doing the things that you didn't have time to do. So I think you can be grateful for this moment, not for the virus, but for the moment, and make use of the time that you're actually home. Instead of complaining and whining and constantly watching the news, pick up, read a book, do your bedroom, do your house, clean up the mess that's been going on in your life, do the things, pick up a new hobby that you can do, spend quality time with your family. So make use of this time. Time is super valuable. And at the end of the day, everything is momentary. Even this virus is momentary. And what I mean by momentary, even if it's a month or two, it's a moment, it will pass. Nothing lasts forever. So, just like last year felt like a blink away. And, when this passes, we go like, oh, it passed really quickly. We didn't feel it. But it's
Right.
only because we're kind of complaining about it. But really it's a momentary experience, and this too shall pass. That's all I can tell you.
All right. Thank you very much. That was very powerful.
Thank you.
Keep doing a great job about what you do. We're going to be following you on your Instagram page.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to talk to you, and let's keep in touch. Thank you very much for your second podcast hosted by Mais Mohammed and Signature Network, and hope to see you soon, inshallah. Take care.
Hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Take care. Bye bye.